Now we'll be doing the enlisted trousers. Just like your blouse, you're going to do this inside out. Now, all pants have more fabric in the butt than in the front, so you cannot just lay these flat to iron them. You need to work the fabric around so you get your crease exactly along the seam lines of the inside and the outside of the leg. That's going to give you inboard creases on the inside and the outside of your legs. You're going to start with laying your pants flat. Make sure all your pockets are laying flat and your liner as well. I always start from the outside edge. Start from the top. Now, I have the seam where it's sewn, the fabric is closed, and I am ironing right along that seam line. Working my way down. Again, I still have a medium-high temperature with steam. Can also work the width of the leg at this point to make sure I have the wrinkles out. The top part of your pants have a lining. You want to be careful to kind of pull down when you're doing this so you're not shoving wrinkles up. Your iron also has this pointed nose, so that way you can get into the creases and the pleats at the top of your pants. Once that outer seam is completely creased, now I'm going to roll my pants up a little bit, and I need to roll it so that extra space of the butt is pushed over, and I am ironing right down the seam line. When you take pants to the dry cleaners tend to just lay the pant flat and just slam a machine down to get the crease. That's going to put your creases in a slightly wrong spot. So you'll see your seam line, which is sewn, and then your crease line might be an inch off. That's not what you want. So if you do take your uniforms to the dry cleaner, and we tend to tell you to do that once a season, make sure when you pick it up that it's done right. Otherwise, you're going to have to redo it. And getting creases out of a dry cleaned item is difficult. All right, I'm moving on to the next leg. I'm going to start on the inside, pushing the fabric down a little bit, making sure that I'm ironing exactly along that seam line. Now, this is a process that should not take you half an hour. It's not going to take you 2 minutes either. It should take you about 10 minutes. If you've done it as much as I have, maybe 5. Should also iron between every wear. Every wear you're going to re-iron to make sure you have nice creases. All right, shifting that fabric over. So I want to work the outer seam line with my crease. My pocket's rumpled, so I'll lay that flat and do the upper part. As I look at the hem down there, the bottom of your trouser should hit the middle of your heel. If it's too long and it's touching the ground, you're going to get black along the bottom edge of your pants from your shoe shine. That's going to wreck the pants. So when you grow and we have to let out the seam, the hem, you're going to have a black line. So make sure you don't get shine on your pants. It's very difficult to get out. All right, now I'm working the 4 quadrants, the upper body around the butt and the front by putting the pants over the nose of the ironing board. Using the point to get up into the creases here. You're going to have to do all 4 quadrants. all cadets should know how to iron their own uniform and be able to teach others as well. If you don't know how to do it, how can you be a role model for others? Last section. Right. Now the last thing I do is I flip it right side out to check for creases and seams. And what did I miss? You don't want to spend all that time and not do a quality control check. So I'm going to hold it up, look it over, check the butt area, which tends to leave wrinkles. Check the front, which is important because that's what's going to be seen by everybody. And my creases are exactly down my seam line and they're inboard. And they're good. So I'm going to store these inside out, hang them up until it's time to use them.